Hello, everyone, and welcome back here. Actually, I should say welcome back for myself. Um, it's been a bit, and this isn't going to be like a hunting session or thing. It's just want to give you a status update on what's going on here. But first off, I wanted to tell everybody who saw my heavy heart and the worst news video, who expressed their condolences, their um, support, gave me some encouragement and everything. I just want to say to every one of you guys, I truly appreciate all the comments and everything. It's helped through the hard times and stuff that I had here with my dad's passing. So again, I want to say thank you very much. It's greatly and truly appreciated. Um, I just want to kind of give you guys an update of what happened while I was there. I'm not going to go into like all the details, but um, it was emotionally, mentally, physically just exhausting. It was draining. My days consisted of once I finally got out there after doing all the preps for my dad's funeral arrangements and everything, I had to go to his house and take care of things there. And I spent days getting up, I'd say probably around 7:30, 8:30 in the morning, taking a little time just to get myself in the proper mindset for the day. And things before I jumped in to start tackling and then going through this house of things and figuring out what I wanted to keep and whatnot, and just all the work involved in taking care of the house and stuff. And those days went from about, I'd say whenever I started, I'd say usually no later than 8:30. I would work pretty much nonstop until about 12:30, 1:30, even 2:30 in the morning some days, and just to get up the very next day and start all over again. Um, it was a lot. It was a real big amount of work for me. He had a two-story house, so I was up and down the stairs a lot. I was carrying a lot of heavy boxes of things, and my back was aching and hurting, and it was a lot going on there. And on top of it, it was emotional because I got to experience a lot of things there. I found like pictures and cards and things like that from my family, from me back in the day when I was younger, going trips out there and everything. So that was like good stuff. But I've also found some bad stuff, things that you probably just don't want to know about your parents. But again, I'm not going into all those details. So it was a good and bad experience. It was just like I said, emotional and trying and everything. And we had the funeral just before the day before I left to come back on the plane, and again, more emotions and things to deal with there. And then the flight back was a nightmare in its own right. And I kind of addressed one of the people who made a comment for me down there. This I kind of wanted to expand on a little bit more as well, just because it was insane what I had to deal with after everything I had already been dealing with my dad's passing and going through his estate. But I was carrying back with me so much more weight than I took with me. I had like a check-on luggage that was half empty when I went there, and I was coming back with two check-on luggages that were maxed weight, as well as my carry-on, which weighed 50 pounds also. That was max weight, and another minor thing you could stick under the seat that I'd filled out pretty much also. It was like I was overloaded and weighed down. So heavy there, back was hurting and stuff. My flight landed for the first flight, and when it did, they didn't let us board initially because of maintenance delays. And the delays said that they were gonna be about 10 to 15 minutes. Well, that passed. It was like then they said like another 20, 25 minutes, and that passed, and then another 20 to 25 minutes before they finally got us on the plane and got us airborne and everything. And mind you, my connecting flight was supposed to be an hour layover in Chicago, and this is the same time that the right after the Democratic National Convention got out, the place was crowded, people trying to get home as well, all these flights, and with an hour delay and an hour layover, that pretty much canceled itself out. And when I landed, I was at one terminal that was as far away from the other terminal as you could possibly imagine. I looked at the app to try and gauge the time frame, and it said it was going to be like 18 minutes. And by the time I got my carry-on back, because I had to check it as well, and started heading over to my the other gate. It said that as I passed the signs, it said boarding was closed. And mind you, from one gate to the other gate was like I said about an 18-minute walk. It said, and so I was trying to book it through the crowds, and lo and behold, when I finally got there, shins hurting and everything else exhausted, I got up there to see literally my plane still there and backing out right as I got to the window. It's almost like those situations you'd see in a movie. I was like, oh man, I was so upset. Regardless, I got my flight rebooked on the next available one, and had my lunch and stuff like that. Took advantage of my time and everything, and found out according to the app my luggage was supposed to be on the flight that I missed. All right, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll just pick it up. Well, my wife was going to try to help out by getting to the airport and picking it up for me, so I didn't have to worry because I had a lot of my dad's stuff in there. And anyways, I get on the other flight. They load me up on the my number, the sequence, whatever, right? And finally got on the plane. I was probably on the plane 15, 20 minutes before they got everybody else loaded on completely, and they were closing up the plane when they had another a maintenance issue. Hello, elk. Um, and this time it was for the door. I'm like, what in the world? All right. Well, they had some maintenance guys coming through. They came in inside the fuselage with us and everything. Checked the door from that side. They finally got it all fixed after about another 15 minutes of that with whatever the indication was. And they got off. We started getting backed out by the maintenance crews and stuff down there, whatever they do with those like towing carts and stuff. Start heading on. They disconnected whatever system that they have initially, and when they did that, the plane shut down completely. Emergency lights came on for getting us out of there. It started heating up because the AC was off, and while we're sitting there, we could hear them like trying to start a car, and you could hear the clunk 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 of like the engine outside. So not a good sign. It's kind of like getting really stressed out by that. And they did it a few times before they finally pulled us back to the gate, and pretty much everybody ended up having to get off. Initially, they was just letting a few people off that wanted to get up, but they finally told everybody to get off. So we get off and find out that they had like an engine generator maintenance issue that they had resolved. Well, the other flights that were available that I looked at initially, obviously were quickly booked and not available until the next one was like late in the evening. And so I ended up sitting there waiting. Well, long story short for that, the maintenance process decided to um, get us a new plane, all right? And because of it, they tried to pass out vouchers for people who were stuck there and everything. Well, apparently something happened and I never got my voucher. I was like, I was kind of like upset. Everybody else seemed to get theirs, but I didn't get mine. And it's getting stressed. At this point, also, I find out while I'm waiting for the new aircraft, my wife had gotten to the airport and found out that the luggage wasn't there, and they said it was still in Chicago. And I'm like, what in the world? And so eventually, talked to somebody, and they hooked me up with a supervisor there who worked out, got me a voucher for a meal, so I was able to have a meal that evening pretty without having to pay for it out of pocket for the most part. They told me that my luggage was still there at the airport and it would be on the plane whenever it got on the plane. It would get there with me and everything. And eventually, they got the new aircraft there, landed, deboarded, cleaned out, got us onto it. Finally, we're out there getting ready to taxi, and then we sat there waiting to take off on the taxi part for I'd say at least another hour because of the yeah, I hear you out there because of the time constraints and everything of their schedule for all the other aircraft and the fact that we got bumped so much. So after all those issues and problems, finally got airborne, finally got my flight in, landed. My luggage was there waiting for me. I think it was probably there early, but they just didn't put it out. I don't know. It wasn't on the carousel when I got there. It doesn't matter, but it was all there. It was a long day, and it was supposed to be like a 6-hour flight, and I had been up since like 6 o'clock in the morning. And by the time I got home, it was midnight for the most part. It was like the worst return trip ever. So just kind of wanted to share that. It's probably more details than you guys really necessarily need to know, but it's just what I was dealing with. So after 2 weeks of being out there with my dad, his funeral is a state, and that I was just wore out. And I came back and I had stuff here with the family to do and work to do this week and everything. And I needed a break. I needed a break. But I wanted to give you guys a status update here, letting you know, give you this video, give you a heads up on what's going on. And um, I'm not quite ready, I don't think, yet to jump in and start making other videos. I have some thoughts of what I would like to do when I get back to that point. I still got stuff I got to take care of here. Um, I may put out a couple of shorts and everything from previous videos. I might edit some of that stuff and put it out here. I don't know if you guys will see that or not, but anyways, I'm not quite ready to jump back into the thick of things, but I did want to give you guys a status update. I am now home. I am winding down. I am still trying to take care of some things for my dad's estate, and uh, it may still be a bit. So, um, I appreciate, like I said, all you guys' support. Um, thanks for giving the encouragement and everything. Thanks for all the subscriptions and stuff that happened. Wasn't never my intention, but I truly appreciate those as well. Hopefully soon I will be able to get you guys some more stuff. But until then, I do wish you guys all the best. Thanks for sticking by me, and I wish you guys happy hunting, happy fishing if you're in the fishing game, whatever else I'll get back to. But until then, you guys take care. God bless. Bye.